We we uh, we are here in Brazil, where it's actually started drizzling in the middle of qualifying. I am here with Soup here in Brazil in Interlagos. And what's your thoughts on this qualifying so far?
Well, everybody's very close together. Well, not quite as close as ILR1, because that was a full wet qualifying. But I guess pretty much qualifying's over now, because the drizzle's out. Nobody's going to go faster, so everybody sit back, relax, go make yourself a cup of tea, come back in about 3 minutes.
Quite literally do that. In that order.
Yeah, well, Lyle Blade's currently fastest, which is quite interesting.
Oh, so he is considering he might actually be pole because of all these all this rain coming down.
Yeah, I mean he won last time out in Mexico, if I remember correctly. This storming drive last time out.
I wasn't there. Sad times.
Yeah.
But you had two better commentators, so you know.
we got to. Well, actually, I forgot to, but the Race of Champions lineup was announced as well, so we got to do that.
Yes, I have seen the Race of Champions lineup, and well, some unexpected names there for sure.
You.
But yes, considering I've changed to the wheel, I shouldn't be fair.
Anyways, we have some kind of debutantes, or in inverted commas debutantes. Michael Davis has decided that he wants to come to ILR2, so he's in the Williams today. And Jask is racing today as well, actually, in the Force India, teaming up with Paul McGuinness, who has actually decided to return to us, who's going for a spin.
Oh. Sorry, I kept skipping through him and he just spinning.
That was beautifully executed. Well done, Paul. 360, got it going again. But, I mean, yeah, no, qualifying's definitely over because there is no grip at all. As you see, Paul McGuinness piling it in the wall.
Oh,
come
no,
on, lad.
Paul.
Come on, lad. Get
Come
it
on.
straight. No, don't reverse into the...
Well, don't go that way, Paul. That way. There we are.
Yeah, I mean, DRS is disabled, so they're not going to go quicker than they are. So, qualifying's over. Lyle
oh, no,
Paul!
Oh, no! Oh, he's still going. He's still accelerating.
He's still going. What? This happened in ILR1. I saw this happen in the race. Some guy crashed into the pit lane, and then his car kept going, and the team changed a wheel that wasn't there.
Oh my fucking god! Are they gonna wheel him in? I so want to fucking.
Yes, they're gonna wheel him in.
My bad. I so want to see this. Sorry, I'm too excited. That was
Watch
too great.
Oh,
I'm sorry. No, the car's invisible now.
Oh,
that wheel cooler just floating its way.
Oh, Jamie! Oh!
Oh, he's done it.
Ouch!
Well
then.
Ooh.
So is there anybody out on track at all? No.
Billy says
there is
we
not.
need strict corner cut rules. You are probably right.
Yeah, well, especially here, because people are just pretty much straight lining this NS.
Because
from what
it's the same in GT Sport.
Yeah, you can pretty much just go straight on.
Straight line that first sector, just because as long as you go deep enough, you won't actually get the corner cut penalty because you'd be too slow coming out the exit. But you've corner cut it, you've saved time. Just some tips. Paul is dead. Yes, Paul, you are dead. Rest in pepperoni. Yep. So your grid for today will be Leo Blade, Silent Assassin, Matt, Voltex Billy, Lukey Luke, Paul McGuinness on his return in 6th, Ritson in 7th, Pagani in 8th, Matter in 9th, and the Joker rounds out the top 10 with Phil Bardwell, Carl Mayer, Davey R, Jake Acorn, Jask, It's Me, Michael Davis, King MJ, and Flexi and Wame, completing the grid with a Renault Disaster class in 19th and 20th. And apparently
there might have been
there was a massive aeroplane crash.
Huh. I think there was a thousandth of a second separating Luke and Paul McGuinness.
Really?
Yeah,
oh wow!
There was actually. Yeah, look at that.
Well, Luke masterclass.
And just
never mind.
A massive 17.8 seconds off the pace.
Oh, that's a masterclass from Matt.
Yeah, that's really good. 10th of a second.
Get in there, lad.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So, top 2 on super softs, and then second row of the grid we got softs. Okay, it's a beautiful day. Fantastic. In Interlagos. I won't attempt to pronounce the corner names because I will just butcher it. As Crofty does.
No, we have to have you on the outlap say each corner. It's proper Portuguese
fine. I'll get
name.
the intro.
It's proper Portuguese name, not its English translation. The proper Portuguese name.
Okay. Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
But before that, let's put in our sponsors right away. Right. Fade Grips is our sponsor for 15% off all purchases. Make sure to use our discount code ILR League. Fade Grips offer excellent controller covers, grips, and much more at really low prices. Check them out and be sure to use our code. I did not read that from our channel description at all.
Okay, fine. Well, on the formation lap, Lyle Blade leads. We've just gone through the Senna S's there, and then we're on our way down the Retta Oposta. So he leads the way in the Haas, followed by Silent Assassin, who lies beside him on the front row. So we're going to Decido de Lago, then we're going to go to Matt, who's on the soft compound tyre, 10th of a second off of the pace of the guys up front. He's going to be one to watch. Voltex Billy in P4, Luke in P5. Now, they're heading up to Ferradura and Curva de la I don't even know. Paul McGuinness, who's actually deciding he wants to drift his car on the... Oh, never mind. Ritson is in P7 on the super soft tyres. Then we got Pagani in P8, Matter in P9, and Joker in P10. Now, outside the top 10 with free tyre choice, we've got Phil Bardwell, then we have Carl, AVR Jake, followed by Acorn, Jask in P15. It's me in P16 going for the medium tyres. Michael Davis, the trialist, I suppose, in P17. Jamie, they're in 18th on the soft tyres. Okay. Flexi in P19. And it is a Renault back row lockout with a P19 and 20.
How? Sorry, so I've just watched Tom half spin Jamie and he hasn't been sent to the grid as well. How? Just how would you escape that? Charlie Whiting, explain yourself, man. Come on, this is unfair.
Oh, there we go then. There's a Haas lining up on pole position for the second time in ILR history. The last time we had a Haas on the front row, it was actually Michael Davis on pole position last time in ILR 1. But it didn't go well last time a Haas started on the front row. He disconnected, but let's hope that doesn't happen to Lyle Blade. So here we go then. We're getting ready for lights out in Interlagos. It's round 19 of the ILR2 season. The penultimate round is about to get underway. The lights go red, and it is lights out, and away we go. Lyle Blade gets away very well. Matt gets away very well from the second row of the grid. So Silent Assassin on the inside looking for a way past in the turn one. There's contact made. Have they made it through? Silent Assassin goes around the outside. He's gone off the track. They're side by side going through towards the Retta Posta. So down the main straight. He holds on to it. Lyle Blade holds on to it. Voltex Billy is in P3, and looks like Sam is out of this Grand Prix already. So Lyle Blade holds on. Silent Assassin in P2. Voltex Billy P3 is already looking to get past Silent Assassin. He gets the door closed, and then Matt in P4, Paul McGuinness in P5, Ritson in P6, side by side with Luke in towards this next curve. Wow, Ritson holding it on the outside. Can he make a Johnny R95 on it? He's holding it around the outside. Can't do it. So Luke is up into P6, but he gets the cutback. And it is getting a little bit argy-bargy in this mid-pack, but Lyle Blade holds on to it and is now trying to... Oh, Silent Assassin, massive oversteer, and Voltex Billy takes advantage and gets into P2. So, all kicking off on this opening lap, Brandon.
It's just been battling throughout the entire grid so far, making a pretty boring track for battles. Pretty exciting early on.
Silent Assassin looking for a way back past Billy down the main straight. Billy goes defensive towards turn one. Silent Assassin goes to the outside. Can he sweep around the outside of the Senna S? They're going to go side by side. Silent Assassin switches to the inside. Billy holds it on the outside, contact made, and Silent Assassin looks like he's got that move done. Yes, he has, around the outside of the Senna S, so quite a nice move. And further down the order, how is Michael Davis? Michael Davis already up to P12 from P17 on the grid. That's pretty good going from him. So the top 10 all very close together. They're all within about 2 seconds of each other. It's absolutely crazy. Matt and Luke going side by side. Matt goes around the outside. No, he can't do it. Luke holds it on the inside. So they're all just, I don't know why they're not settling down. They're just going for it on this opening few laps, even though there's 36 laps of this circuit to go. So no holds barred, straight out of the bag. But I suppose with It's Me already the champion, these guys have nothing to lose really, so they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, it's kind of, you've just got to fight now really for anything. There's not really much, again like you said, not much to fight for. Apart from pride. That's really it now.
Yeah, well, DRS will be enabled at the end of the next lap. Lyle Blade already setting the timing boards alight with fastest lap, and everybody's still so close together. Like, we've got about 12 drivers all with... No, we haven't actually. We've nearly got the entire field still nose to tail, from down to 17th actually. So there's a train all the way from 1st down to 17th. So it's getting... It's going to be an interesting race. Oh, Billy goes wide. There's a problem for him there. Matt goes through into P3. Just trying to look on Billy's car. Is there any damage? No, not really. So now he's got Paul McGuinness for company. So let's see if on his return Paul McGuinness can get a good result for the Force India team. Corey not here. Jask replacing him this week. He's currently down in 13th position. So just looking up further up the order there, you can see Silent Assassin 0.6 of a second behind Lyle Blade. So he's going to be lining up for DRS pass down the main straight then. So coming through this last section, who's going to get the better drive? Let's wait and see. I'm just looking from the rear wing of the Ferrari. I just see the huge train of cars that's going on there. So down the main straight, got a yellow flag. Looks like there's a problem for somebody. Jask. It's Jask, I think. Yeah. No move made up front. Silent Assassin fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Jask, I think, just hit the wall somewhere there. Any moves being made down further down the order? Oh my goodness, Matt with a huge dive bomb on AVRJ. He can't make it work. He's going from so far back there. No way that was going to work, but he's going to slip his nose in down the inside of the Retta de Posta. So DRS wide open. Let's see if he can get this move done. Yes, he can. He's already ahead and gets that move done. Silent Assassin right up the back of Lyle Blade now, and these guys have created just a small little gap back to Matt. Oh, there's been contact. There has been contact between Silent Assassin and Lyle Blade. He goes way too late on the brakes there, hits the back of him. Doesn't lose any part of his rear wing, however, so he was lucky in that regard. So then we have this small little gap from Billy back to Paul McGuinness, and Ritson right on his tail now. Luke on the back of him as well. Pagani in a bit of no man's land, kind of on his own there. And then we go back to Matt with Phil Bargewell and AVR Jake and Michael Davis on the train. As AVR Jake goes right across the grass there. What on earth happened there? Interesting way to take the car. Oh, he's going to spin again. He almost spun. But yeah, Tom up the order now into P12. Michael Davis in P11. Trying to get points. And other than that, I think the closest, well, Silent Assassin, I think, getting closer live, like it's on the grass because of how defensive he's going, kicks up a bit of dirt. So now that's going to affect his run up into this next sector. So Silent Assassin going to be all over his gearbox, but there's just no room to make a move up here unless you're alongside already. So he's going to be looking for a way past in this next section. All this is helping Matt to close up, and really Matt is in the best position. He's on the soft tyres. Silent Assassin trying to get his nose in, can't quite do it. So through this next sector into sector 3 they'll go then. He's got to get the run out of this last corner and see if he can get past. So down the ears, he needs that exit. Lyle Blake gets a good exit as well. So I don't know if he's going to be able to make that move. He's going to be up in rich mix. Wait for the DRS. You'll hear the DRS pop open. There's the flap open. Look at the straight line speed advantage versus Lyle. Can't quite make it. If you can stick it behind Lyle through the Senna S's and get another run down towards the Retta de Posta. Oh my goodness me! Kick of oversteer for him. Matt goes horribly wide in the background as well. So he's going to be vulnerable to Billy, perhaps, but still no move available for that man. So Ritson, how's he doing? He's trying to go around the outside of Paul McGuinness, looking for a way past. Can't do it there. Definitely can't do that there, Sunshine. So then
down, Jamie and Carl having another battle. They had one last lap,
dear.
and Jamie's Oh, Jamie, come on. You had such a great battle last lap round, while you were busy looking at the Leo Blade fight, and I just cut the cameras quickly to Carl and Jamie having a nice little ding-dong battle, and it was that sounds really wrong in my head, but never mind. That was a pretty good battle nonetheless, and it's Carl who's come out on top.
Yeah, well, again, Silent Assassin, he's a little bit closer than he was last time, but he's just not able to get that run out of the last corner and get enough straight line speed on Lio Blade. So you'll see him get a huge boost in speed down towards turn 1 then, and then he's going to get a wash of dirty air through the Senna S's. As you can see, he gets a kick of oversteer right there, but he handles it well. So you'll see Lio Blade go defensive down towards this next section. Silent Assassin's got a great run here. Is he going to try it? He's thinking about it, but he can't quite make it on the brakes there. So again, he's going to have to sit by. Ritson and Paul McGuinness went side by side momentarily. This is a three-way battle for P5. Paul McGuinness, the Paul McGuinness train is being formed. It returns once again to ILR2. So here we go then. Ritson, Luke, and Paul McGuinness all together, and I think we have Pagani starting to join that train as well. And also, this battle up front, Matt, because of these guys fighting, Matt has closed right up to them. So he's looking really good in that P3 position. So Brandon, when do you reckon these guys are going to come in for their stops?
Honestly, I don't know, because I didn't make it this far in the race. So honestly, just based on what I've seen, people make, it's standard.
Live Lead's gone wide.
Ooh.
He's gone wide, so Silent Assassin's going around the outside of the Senna S. Can he make that work? Yes, he can. That was a lovely move around the outside. And look at Matt. He's going to capitalise now. Can he get alongside Lio, perhaps? Lio's not going to have DRS, so he's going to be vulnerable. No, he backs out of that. So Silent Assassin into the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix there. And now, finally, after 8 laps of following him, he's going to be able to try and extend that gap. But as you can see, it has taken its toll on his tyres. If you look at those rears, you can see the blisters running down the left rear and the right rear, so they're not in the best of shape. And Matt will be able to go a little bit longer because he's on the soft tyres. Can he maybe try and get past Lio? Let's have a look at Lio's tyres. Is he getting blisters on them? Yes, he is. So the super soft starting to go away. Look at Phil Bardwell and Michael Davis going side by side, as I think Phil Bardwell trying to go around the outside of Michael. No, Michael making the move on Phil, and they're still side by side going down towards the last corner then. Michael Davis on the outside. Yes, he makes that move past Phil Bardwell into P10. So the ILR1 driver making his ILR2 debut, doing well there in that Williams.
That was a spectacular move. It really was.
Nice bit of driving from the two of them as well.
Yes, there was a lot of respect between them. The fact that they are trying to overtake each other out. As I say, respect. That is one hell of a dive bomb from Phil, but he's letting back through. That shows a bit of respect there.
Yep. Ritson trying, he still can't get past Paul McGuinness. He's trying to go around the outside, and every time he does, he just gets shoved off. So Paul McGuinness doing what he does best, forming that train and just keeping them behind. So he's got 4.3 seconds to Billy. There is a huge gap between the guys up front. First 4 followed by the next 4. Ritson just cannot find a way past Paul McGuinness here, and he's got Luke, Ritson, Pagani, and Matt starting to join that train as well. And past Lio then, I'll see what happens.
I do apologise for that.
I'll get him in. Alright, rightio. So, see, we have Phil in the pit lane. Yeah, he's the first to make his stop, so he's going to go to the soft tyres then. It looks like.
He's committing to that 2-stop.
Yeah, and he's getting held in his pit box.
Oh, Ritson around the outside, and he's been forced straight off once again.
Yeah, he's been oh no! Oh
Ritson.
No! Ritson into the wall. And that has not gone well for the Ferrari driver then.
Oh dear, oh dear. That is the consequence of being stuck behind Paul McGuinness and losing your head.
Yeah. Well, he tried and he failed, so now that promotes Luke up to P6, Pagani to P7, and Matt to P8. Meanwhile, in 9th and 10th is Michael Davis and Tom, actually. Oh, Michael Davis having a bit of a tank slapper. Tom's going to go down the inside. They've made a bit of contact. And a little bit of kick of oversteer, as I think Silent Assassin has come in. Yes, he has. So your race leader is in, and Matt has made is actually fighting for the lead here, and he goes through. So Silent Assassin in for his stop, and also Matt, and we also have Billy in for his stop as well. So yeah, lots going on here as Michael Davis and Tom are really going at it here, as I think Tom has got past him. Yes, he has, into P4 this will be. All these guys have started on the soft tyres, so I think Tom has made that move stick. Yes, he has, just about. Michael Davis is all over the back of him here as they run up through Sector 2. So these guys really having a ding-dong battle then. So where has Silence has comes out in P7, Billy out in P10. So they've come out in a bit of traffic, but they'll be able to make up for that, hopefully.
Yeah, they've kind of committed onto that 2-stop, and since obviously Silent Assassin won the ILR free race on that 2-stop, he's putting all his bets down on that one strategy to work once again. He's expecting himself to have that much pace over the others now, that he'll be able to get through back again.
Billy makes his way past Jamie, and looks like Silent Assassin just going to breeze past Carl here as Luke comes in for his stop. That puts Tom and Michael up to P4 and P3 and 4. Sorry, Silent Assassin sweeps past Carl into turn 1. No problem for him there. So out in the lead of this Grand Prix is Matt, with Lyle still out on those super softs. He's really extending this strategy. I wonder where he's going to come in, because he's got some really bad blisters on those tyres.
I would assume he'd be pitting soon on Jack.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
He's been reset as well, but his front wing's there.
Yeah, front wing has been gone.
It's gone. It's there on my screen.
A bit of it's gone at least.
Oh yeah, you could
Meanwhile,
see on the camera.
Tom and Michael still fighting it out for P3 and 4, but all of that is allowing Silent Assassin to really close up to them as Billy makes his way past Jake. So let's see, Lyle still stays out. And there's Jack with a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting.
His ILR2 return isn't going so great.
No, not particularly, no. Silent Assassin sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix then with a 1:11.5, and he's really closing in on these two guys, Tom and Michael. They've got a 10-second gap to Lyle ahead of him, and Lyle's just losing chunks and chunks of time to he's losing time to Matt through every sector, but he is keeping him honest as Jazz gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So it's really not going well, and he's out. Well, he's given up. Head is gone, retired, and he's out. So the second retirement from this Grand Prix then. As now it gets a little bit tense here as Tom, Michael, and Silent Assassin all in a train for P3 then. Michael Davis making up a bit of time on Tom through that sector. This is going to be 13-lap-old softs versus 2-lap-old super softs. I don't think it's going to be too much of a contest as Lyle comes in for his stop. And look at Silent Assassin already alongside Michael Davis through the last corner. Is he ahead? Yes, he is. And Tom comes in. Michael follows him. So Silent Assassin makes his way past Lyle, is making a stop. He's going to go to the medium tyres. So he's going to go to the end, I think, as well. Michael Davis got a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So it's gone well for him, obviously. Carl stays out. And he's got Billy for company now in P4. And don't think this should be too much of an effort for Billy to get past. Carl on 14-lap-old softs. Billy on about 3-4-lap-old super softs. Shouldn't be too much of an effort for him to get past.
Still following him. Carl is definitely trying to keep Billy behind him as much as he can, though. Billy can't seem to get the grip on the outside, and he's staying right behind Carl once again. But he might try and make a dive bomb or go around the outside. Even he's trying to get a better exit, but he's just not being able to find a way past that Haas at the moment. Still, he's still following him, right behind him, though.
In comes your race leader. Matt comes in. So Silent Assassin is 11.6 seconds behind.
Billy. Yikes! That was a heart in mouth moment right there for Billy. Slides on that last corner and almost puts himself into a spin.
It's going to be the medium tyres from Matt as well. Silent Assassin is now out in the lead. Billy and Carl go past. Where is Lioblade going to... not Lioblade, excuse me, already mixing up. Matt comes out. He's going to come out just in front of Lio. Yes, just about as Tom is out of this Grand Prix then. So it's a double retirement for Renault. Not good.
They've had a good amount of cars retire from this circuit this year. Good fair few.
Jamie's still out on those soft tyres, interestingly. And he's just getting absolutely swamped by guys who've made their stops.
Yet another car getting past Jamie. This is not looking
There's
good.
Billy down the inside of Carl, and they're locking wheels. They're still locking wheels. They're still locking wheels. And he's managed to finally get past, but that has allowed Matt to get right up behind him now. So Matt on the mediums versus Billy on the super softs. Let's see then. I'd have to assume that Matt's going to go to the end on that set of medium tyres.
That sort of ruined Billy's strategy now on getting as far away ahead of him as he can.
Silent Assassin's got the clean air to at least try to get a good gap. So, running down Loretta Aposta then. DRS for Matt. But I think he's not going to have any cigar there. So let's see then how they're getting on further down the order. Jamie comes out on those mediums in 13th position. And let's see who else. Michael Davis right on the back of Jake. And is he on softs on your screen?
He is on the mediums, but it is a tire glitch again.
Okay, so he's on mediums. Yep, that's fine because I thought he was making a really, really stupid strategy call there. But no, he's on mats. He's on mats. He's on mediums.
I was on that on the camera. He's just gone around the outside of Leo Blade, and they were locking right next to each other, like touching the entire time as they went round. It was pretty dangerous, but...
Carl comes in as I think Matt and Billy going side by side. Matt's going to go around the outside. This is for P2. Matt makes that move around the outside of the 7S. Absolutely inch perfect. Great stuff from Matt, but this is not going to be over as Billy is going to try and get back past again. He goes defensive, and Billy's going to have the DRS down towards this next corner. He's going to try and go around the outside, force Matt wide, trying to get the switch back. Lio and Matt exchanging positions as well. Lio, can he hold around the outside? No, Matt's going to switch to the inside, shove him out. Oh, no! Oh, big accident into the wall. Matt is out of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Lio in the wall. And he's got a drive-through penalty for that. That's surely his race over. Absolutely huge crash there.
According to the stewards, it's Leo's fault, and you can't
they gave him a drive-through.
Who fault that possibly was? That was just a side pod glitch.
Oh, Michael Davis. He's trying to go around the outside of Jake. Get a very audacious move. Not going to make that work. So that puts Pagani up into P4 now. With Paul McGuinness in P5, Luke in P6, Phil Bardwell, and Billy is into the pit lane. He's lost a bit of his front wing.
That battle with Matt hasn't turned out for the better for him.
So that's kind of ruined his strategy. He's going to have to go to the what's he going to go on to, soft tires? Is that, or is that mediums?
He's gone on to mediums.
Medium tires. Okay. So, as a result of that, Silent Assassin leads the Grand Prix. Matt in P2, Pagani into P3, Paul McGuinness in P4, Luke in P5, Phil Bardwell in P6, AVR Jake in P7, and Michael Davis is looking down his inside, trying to make a move there. He's been trying for a long time, but he just cannot get past that Toro Rosso. And it's the sky's beginning to get a bit overcast, Brandon.
It is.
Just noticing.
It is looking to become a bit of a cloudy day in Interlagos after being so sunny early on. A dark future awaits.
Yeah. So Michael Davis, he's tried to do a Johnny R95 there and go around the outside of that long right-hander, but couldn't do it. So he's still behind AVR Jake, who's putting on a defensive masterclass here in that Toro Rosso. And Lyle Blade has retired and left the session, so he is the 5th retirement from this Grand Prix. Oh, Michael Davis has lost it at the top of the hill into the grass.
And he's been reset.
And he's been reset there. Jamie also lost the back end there, and he spun as well. So he's going to get a position off Michael Davis. He's going to make it awkward for himself and go around the outside. Oh no! Oh my goodness me! He has done a Felipe Massa. He's gone into the wall, and on his ILR2 debut, Michael Davis has piled it into the wall, right where Felipe Massa did it earlier or last year. What a disaster for him! It's me. Oh.
Did not look good.
I think did Billy clip him as well?
Billy did because the wheel flung up, and I thought Billy had lost his wing right there, hitting that tyre. But
yeah,
nothing happened to him. Lucky, very lucky.
So Silent Assassin, he's not pulling enough of a gap, I think, to really make this super soft stint work. Because Matt is doing really well on those mediums to keep that gap around 9 seconds.
It's gonna all depend on how he can make his last stint work. If he can make those softs work and keep that tyre wear high and there's pace high as well at the end, he could get Matt. It all depends as well on Matt's tyre wear, if he can make this one stop actually work. But obviously starting on those softs, he's basically guaranteed that one stop. If you didn't qualify on the super softs, you've got that one stop in the bag.
Yeah. Callum's been having a quiet race down in 13th, your ILR2 champion, just kind of trundling around in P13. He didn't actually qualify, so he's just been having his own thing as Paul McGuinness, looking for a way past Pagani. This is for P3 in this Grand Prix. Pagani starting to suffer some tyre wear on those super softs. Let's see if Paul McGuinness, on his return to ILR2, can maybe get a podium for Force India here, which would be quite the result. We've already had one car go out, Jask, who's replacing Corey, and I think Paul McGuinness should have this. He's 0.2 of a second right up behind Pagani. Then he'll have DRS down towards the Senna S then. So watch the DRS open, go to the inside, he'll have the overspeed. Pagani, I don't think he's going to go too defensive here. He actually backs out of it and lets Paul McGuinness through into 3rd position then.
The battle of the poles.
Yeah, the battle of the Pauls, actually, yeah, that's true. So 2 Pauls went side by side there. Paul McGuinness and Paul Oliver. That is Pagani is Paul Oliver in the Mercedes there, and Luke closing in the back as well. It's actually around the year anniversary since he actually scored his first points in ILR. And it was actually here that he did it, in Brazil. Finished 9th in that race when we had so many retirements. In that race,
including the future ILR1 champion Michael Davis, at least from what I remember.
Who has ended up on the wall. Yeah, Michael Davis, the champion from last year, ILR1. Obviously, really had a problem, as Silent Assassin is in. Now, let's see how this goes. So Matt pulled a second out of him on that last lap, so now Matt's going to take the lead of the Grand Prix. So Silent Assassin has to go to the soft tyres. Now, let's see how he's going to make these work. Paul McGuinness is actually going to overtake him, I think. Yes, he does. So Paul McGuinness into P2. Pagani also stays out, but he will have to come in because there's no way he can make those last any longer. Luke will also overtake Silent Assassin. He's got a lot of work to do to get past and potentially take this race victory.
All he has to do is really wait. If he doesn't catch up to Luke, Pagani and Paul, all he has to do is wait for them to come into the pits for their second stop, because they're not going to the end on those softs. All he has to do now is wait, or he can be really aggressive and force his way through, which might be maybe what he'll decide on. He might think he's got the pace over him, but he has got a broken front wing.
Oh, Billy! Oh no, Billy out. He's put that on the wall. He's put that on the wall at the edge of the Senna S on the right of the Posta. So lost the rear end into the wall, and he becomes the 7th retirement from the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Brazil has not been nice to any driver.
It hasn't been nice to both tiers. ILR1 had so many retirements as well.
ILR3 had a lot of retirements.
In comes Paul McGuinness and Pagani. They're both in for their stops. Is Luke going to follow? No. So Luke's going to stay out and potentially try and hold Silent Assassin up. So the gap is 10.5 seconds between Silent Assassin and the leader, Matt. So let's see how fast it's going to take Silent Assassin to get past. Not long at all. He's already alongside. DRS Open versus Luke. That's not going to be a contest. Into 2nd position. Now begins the chase. He's got about 13 laps to get this gap down.
He'll need to pull just under a second a lap to get right behind him for the last few laps.
Is it going to be possible?
It's going to be difficult.
And Jamie is out.
Oh,
so
he's tied into the pits.
Yeah, so another shame. So the 8th retirement from the Brazilian Grand Prix then.
It's not looking too bright, this Brazilian Grand Prix, in terms of
Paul McGuinness down the inside of Carl. So we've got this little bit of a train going on between Jake and Carl and Paul and Pagani, and Paul makes his way past Carl, does he? Yes, and Pagani's going to follow suit. So the two Pauls working together here, I think, working really well. Mercedes and Force India. Silent Assassin is on it, setting fastest lap of the Grand Prix on his chase of a race victory. Phil Bardwell comes in for his stop.
If you go on board with Silent Assassin, sorry to pull away from Phil Bardwell for a second as he comes into the pits, does he have damage on his right hand side for you?
Yes, he does. Yeah, you are correct there. He's lost turning. Yeah, he's lost the cascade elements off the right hand side.
He's got an uphill battle now because he might not pull that gap back to Matt now with that damage. I think battling his way back through last time has kind of cost him.
Oh, Paul McGuinness and Jake going at it here. Look at Pagani. He's going to dive down the inside of Paul McGuinness, and he's going to try and make a double overtake. No, he can't do it through this next corner. But Pagani driving an absolute stormer here in Brazil, and he's wasting no time down the inside of Jake and makes his way into P4. And look at Paul McGuinness trying to follow him. So he's going to go around the outside and makes that work. So they're working so well together, these Force India and Mercedes boys. So a good result for the two Paul. Yes, the Paul chemistry. So in comes Luke then from P3. So this battle between Pagani and Paul, well, Paul and Paul, is going to be for the last podium position, we think.
Indeed, because they've done their pit stops now. It's all for the end. Since Leo Blade and Billy, the other winning and podium contenders, are out.
Yeah,
again,
so
unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. So where's Luke going to come out? He's going to come out just in front of Phil Bardwell. So on the year's anniversary of him scoring points, he actually is going to score more.
Don't jinx him. Please don't jinx Luke.
I was just waiting for me to go back on the camera and just see him in the wall.
Wouldn't be surprising.
So Silent Assassin, he's 9.1 seconds behind Matt, but I think he's taken 2 laps to pull that second, so I don't think he's doing enough.
He's pulling
unless Matt has a
8 tenths. He's not going to be able to make it, not unless he pulls.
Unless Matt has a huge drop off in pace, then he's not going to do it.
But
and then again, it's still getting overcast, so there's still a possibility of rain.
Well, we have Sam in the commentary box. Can you confirm? Will there be rain?
I cannot confirm nor deny. Let's make it interesting.
Okay.
Why leave the suspense? I want all the knowledge.
Well, Paul McGuinness set the fast lap of the Grand Prix momentarily before Phil Bardwell took it away from him.
Actually, let's look at the fastest laps while we're at it.
It's a 1:11.2, I think, from Phil Bardwell.
Fastest lap. Yes, it's a 1:11.057 from Phil Bardwell, which beat Paul's time of a 1:11.5. So, a lot of pace from Phil right there. But we have got Luke on the super softs now, so he could get that potential fastest lap.
Yeah, he could be going for it, but he's going to have to get past these guys first, which is not going to help him. So, see how quick he's going to get past Carl. Well, not too quickly, because Carl's going to defend that position, as he is entitled to do. So, Luke not going to try and go around the outside there. Just wait for his opportunity. Wait for that DRS section. It should be quite an easy move. Now, back to Paul and Paul, who are fighting it out for P3. Paul McGuinness is going to have that DRS down towards the CNS. So, let's see how he gets on. Is he going to make that move down to the CNS? He's going to think about it. He shows himself in the mirrors, but don't think it's going to be this time.
Luke's right behind Carl, about to go side by side with him.
Yeah, he's alongside. DRS. Oh, almost banging wheels. Look, that is how close you get. Down the inside goes Luke. Carl's going to hold it around the outside. He's just going to squeeze him off, and into P6 goes Luke then. On a charge on those super softs. That was a very nice move.
Showing how much he's progressed since last season.
Yeah, I mean, I think his total from last year was a grand total of 3 points. I think he's way over that now. So he's got some great progression.
He got
his first podium this season in Spain, if I remember correctly.
Yes. He could have got his first win in Austria, but bottled that.
Yeah, well. So then, Paul McGuinness, closer than he has been in the last few laps. Watch that DRS come up and on that Force India down towards the Senna S for the 28th time today. And also I just realised Paul actually sporting a Ayrton Senna S helmet there with the white, green and blue colour scheme there.
Tribute. You got to tribute the driver at their native track.
Yeah.
Is that Pagani as well? Okay, Pagani had a similar design but without the yellow.
Yeah.
Just so gonna check who might be doing a. It might. Oh no, Phil Bardwell looks to be having one as well as. Ooh, hello.
Luke straight past. So he's got good pace actually, so he could be catching up to these two guys who are fighting it out. So I actually wouldn't count, if he can make these tyres last, I wouldn't count Luke out of a podium today.
No, it's all in the case. Can he claw that 3.5 second gap on those super softs, and can he hamper pace at the end?
Yeah, that is the real question.
But again, don't chuck him out of the equation just yet.
Let's keep an eye on Paul McGuinness. Is he going to make that move? Yes, he thinks about it. He's going to pull alongside Pagan. Oh, no, he's lost it. He keeps it out of the wall somehow.
He did what I did, but didn't spin.
In so doing, 1.4 or 1.3 between himself and Luke now, so that's really helped him claw that time up. And I can just say, Silent Assassin is definitely not doing enough to pull that gap on Matt.
Not unless Matt does what Paul just did right there, like
yeah,
3 times over.
Well, I guess I'll leave you and Sam in the commentary box as I've got to go. So have fun.
Well, thank you, Soup.
It's been fun.
As he cuts off his bye, we say hello to Sam again.
Hello.
So your view on the race so far?
It's been pretty entertaining, you know, there's been quite a few battles and we enjoyed watching it.
It's definitely been...
Hopefully it can be a good finish.
It's definitely been the entertainer of the weekend anyway. As Silent Assassin's come into pit again, he's... Honestly, I think he's realised he's being a reserve, he's not going to get that win, he's just going to go and put on a fastest lap.
Nearly put it in the wall.
He puts in the wall, and then he puts in the wall again. Oh dearie me, he's lost his front wing, he's lost the front right side of his end plate. That's not good for the Ferrari on his hunt for the fastest lap. Meanwhile, Luke is only 7 tenths away from Paul for that hunt for third. So he could indeed get that.
Yeah, I think he will. He's got the pace on those supers.
Yeah. Just the fact, can you get past Paul McGuinness is the question.
Yeah, he is pretty hard to overtake. He does like to defend. I've had quite a few races this season where I've ended up behind him. Yeah, and he's really good to race against. One of the top guys to have a battle with.
Aye, that he is. That's also why he probably got voted Personality of the Year. His personality on track and in the Twitter group chats, well, definitely seems to show it.
Let's move away from that.
Let's move away from the dark side of Paul, and we'll go on to the bright side, where he's in third. And again, he's being hounded up the back door by Luke.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with Luke. If he can get himself another podium, I think he'll, it'll be a pretty successful season for him. You know, it's only his second ever season league racing, so.
And
yeah,
to Paul,
really good progression from him.
He's done. That is very impressive. Hoping to see good things from him next season, because he'll definitely need to bump it up one more step. I think this year he's kind of been taking that as his stepping stones, but next year he's got to take that right up onto that challenging level for podiums in and out, because he has got the pace. He just needs to show it.
Yeah, exactly. He's been saying like all season that he'll probably be moving down to ILR3, but I mean, if he can keep racing like this and keep this kind of pace, there's no reason he can't stay in ILR2.
No, but it's currently a battle for second between Pagani, Paul and Luke, as Matt has just streaked away now that Silent Assassin's pit twice to come out in 8th because he wanted that front wing changed. That is doesn't get it changed for 2 pit stops in a row, and he finally gets it changed on his 3rd one. But Phil is right in the back of Carl now. Softs versus mediums. He's going to go right behind him. Carl defends the inside line as he has done this entire race. He's defending that inside line. Apart from a few times he's been dive bombed, but other than that, he's been defending that inside line pretty well. And Phil Bardwell still can't find a way past him yet. As I say that, season opening and a touch between both of them has led to Phil going ahead, but he is slowing down. Again, as we said earlier, we're between Phil and Paul. I'd like to say earlier. Phil and Michael Davis earlier. He's been showing a lot of respect on track at the moment, and again, that little nudge off. He's realised it was his mistake. He'll let him back through. He'll be the more sportsman of the drivers. I'll definitely get him some respect points from the other drivers. Might not be for the might not be from the punting side of you, but there's Paul McGuinness coming off and rejoining as Luke goes down the inside and into the podium positions. Goes to Sauber. Oof.
Tell you what, if he can bag second here, that would be an amazing result for him.
That would be driver of the day material for him right there. Starting in 5th and then making his way up into 3rd after some of the racing which has happened in a 2-stop strategy as well. You've got to give it to him. He could definitely show himself to be driver of the day without a doubt. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was going to lose it on that curve there. Just had a little wiggle.
I think other driver of the day contenders, based on the position change at the moment, it's me, AVR Jake with 8 positions gained, and Carl with 6. All with notable changes in their position from the start, and Pagani as well, up 6 positions as a reserve.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not a reserve anymore, is he? He's taken that full-time seat off Ginger Andy for now. But it's been a good drive from a lot of drivers today.
Yeah, for me it's a tie between Luke and Pagani. They both had fantastic races here.
Notable vote for you, Salmon, driver of the day.
What?
You have a vote.
Oh my word. Thank you very much. Those 3 corners were the best corners of my life.
At least you lasted longer than Austria.
Yeah, true that.
At least you made the first corner. But we haven't got your side of the story from your crash yet. What actually happened?
What happened was, I was going side by side with Tom, I think it was, through turn 1 and 2, and as we came out of 3, the McLaren of the Joker was coming across the track, and I just didn't do anything and slammed straight into him and lost my wheel. So yeah, not the most fun race in the world, but oh well.
No, that isn't. But at least you've been able to grace your presence in the commentary box like I did to you in ILR3.
Yeah.
Just a repeat. But Luke is
Nice
right
switch.
on the back of Pagani.
Yeah, he can do this.
He's showing it. He's got to show that ambition
go on,
to
Luke,
get
around
second.
the outside here. Oh,
He hasn't got too
He'd
many
have made
chances
that.
left, and I think he's realising this now with the amount of moves he's trying to force into this. Paul is still in that battle as well in the back.
yeah, he's just watching and waiting for something to happen here.
It's anyone's game for that second place, but I've just also realised Matt came into pit as well. He's also came into
wow.
pit, and he's gone to set the fastest lap of a 1:09.9, as I see is on the super sauce at the top. But a proper vote from Y Racer this time for Luke. So
Yeah.
the joke vote gone. Its effect has died out, but one lap
I'll
left.
take the joke vote.
1 lap left for this battle for second. It could be anyone's game. It could even be AVR Jake's if the three can collide in a massive crash. But for now, it looks to be set in these
Luke.
three for their battle as Luke is once again getting right behind.
Luke had to go for that. Luke had to go for that. I think he's lost it. That was the chance. I think it's gone now.
It might have just gone for him.
Oh, he's going down the inside. Oh my word!
Contact.
That is a lunge. That is a lunge and a half from Luke.
He's definitely got that courage in him now as Paul tries to go around the outside, as Paul defends the inside and Paul goes around the outside as Paul slides on the grass. Both Pauls battling, and hell, if Luke gets a bad exit on this, he doesn't seem to get a bad exit. He's got it. He's basically got this as long as he doesn't run out of fuel. As long as you don't bottle this now, Luke, you have got second place as Matt is your race winner in that Red Bull. And Luke comes across the line in second place.
Fair play. I have to applaud that. That's a great drive. Fantastic drive from Luke.
What an improvement from his previous season's run. Whew. That is a great drive from Luke. Great drive from Pagani. Great drive from Paul as well. Very respectful to one another. At least until that last lap when nothing mattered apart from that second place.
Yeah. Luke said, no mercy, I'm just going to go for this.
Quote there.
Just went for it.
From the driver himself. Silent in 8th. He had a good qualifying. He had a good point into the race until he pit again. But it's definitely a fantastic showing for his for an ILR2 showing from the ILR3 driver, without a doubt. But your podium today is Matt, Luke, and Pagani for your top 3 for today's race. And driver of the day, Sam, Luke has to be said.
Yeah, definitely Luke.
Without a doubt would be Luke with a close second from Pagani. See there, the Red Bull driver. That constructors has been done. He's well and truly finalised that Red Bull domination with another win.
Yeah, he's taken second off me in the championship as well now. So thanks for that, Matt.
What a drive! All 3 drivers getting accomplishments left, right, and centre. And well, there you have it. What a drive from near enough everyone today, making this definitely the most entertaining race of the weekend. That has been ILR2 for this week as we go into next week for the finale of the season in Abu Dhabi. I have been joined today by Soup and of course Sam as well, as we are going to see you next week. Cheerio.